Mehmed the Ottoman Empire's Sultan, was born on 30th of March 1432 in Edirne. His father was Sultan Murad II and his mother was Huma Hatun. Mehmed would go on to become one of the most influential leaders in Ottoman history. But what drove him to achieve such greatness? What events shaped his early life and ultimately led him to conquer Constantinople at the age of 21? Mehmed II was sent to Amasya to govern when he was 11 years old. This early experience would shape his future as a leader. He was influenced by Molla Gurani and Akşemseddin, who played a significant role in his development. As Mehmed II grew older, he became increasingly aware of the threats to the Ottoman Empire's borders. But how would he respond to these challenges? Mehmed became Sultan for the first time in July-August 1444, after his father Murad II abdicated the throne. However, his first reign was short-lived, and he was replaced by his father in September 1444. This experience would have a profound impact on Mehmed II, driving him to reclaim the throne and assert his authority. What events led to his return to power?
Mehmed II became Sultan for the second time in 1451. He was determined to assert his authority and expand the Ottoman Empire's borders. His first campaign was against Ibrahim of Karaman, and he also built the fortress Ramela Hisari on the European side of the Bosphorus Straits. But what was the significance of this fortress, and how would it impact the Ottoman Empire's relations with its neighbors? Mehmed II commenced the siege of Constantinople in early April 1453, with an army between 80,000 and 200,000 troops. The city fell on May 29, 1453, after a 57-day siege. This conquest would have far-reaching consequences for the Ottoman Empire and the wider world. But what were the immediate effects of the conquest, and how did Mehmed II consolidate his power? After the conquest of Constantinople, Mehmed II moved the Ottoman capital from Adrianople to Constantinople. He also installed Gennadius Scholarius as the ecumenical patriarch of Constantinople in 1454. This marked a significant shift in the Ottoman Empire's center of power and influence. But how would Mehmed II balance the needs of his Muslim and Christian subjects in the newly conquered city? Mehmed II's first campaigns after Constantinople were in the direction of Serbia. The Ottoman ruler had a connection with the Serbian despotate through one of Murad II's wives, Mara Branković. However, Durad Branković had made an alliance with the Hungarians, which would lead to conflict with the Ottoman Empire. What were the consequences of this alliance, and how would Mehmed II respond to the challenge? The Ottomans sent an ultimatum demanding the keys to some Serbian castles. The Ottoman army led by Mehmed set out from Edirne towards Serbia in 1454. Mehmed's forces captured Sivrisahizer and Omalhizer, and the Serbian capital of Smederevo was put under siege. But how would the Hungarians respond to the Ottoman threat, and what would be the outcome of the siege? A Hungarian relief force led by Hunyadi caused Mehmed to lift the siege of Smederevo. The Ottomans left a part of their force under the command of Firoz Bey in Serbia. However, a combined Hungarian-Serbian army led by Hunyadi and Nikola Skobaljic defeated the Ottoman force near Kruševac on the 2nd of October. What were the consequences of this defeat, and how would Mehmed II respond to the challenge? The Ottomans avenged their earlier defeat at Kruševac by defeating Skobaljic's army near Tripolje on the 16th of November. Nikola Skobaljic was captured and executed. A temporary treaty was signed with the Serbian despot, where Durad would formally recognize the recently captured Serbian forts as Ottoman land. But what were the long-term consequences of this treaty, and how would it impact the balance of power in the region? Mehmed II decided to capture the city of Belgrade in 1456. The Ottomans cast 22 large cannons and established a navy to aid the army during the siege. However, the Ottoman navy was defeated by the Christian Danubian navy, and Hunyadi's troops started entering the city to reinforce the besieged. What were the consequences of this defeat, and how would Mehmed II respond to the challenge? Mehmed II personally led an army against the Serbian capital, capturing Smederevo on the 20th of June, 1459. Other Serbian castles which continued to resist were captured in the following months. The despotate of the Morea bordered the southern Ottoman Balkans, and Mehmed II would soon turn his attention to this region. But what were the consequences of the Ottoman conquest of Serbia, and how would it impact the wider region? Mehmed II entered the Morea in May 1460, and the capital Mistra fell on May 29, 1460. Demetrios Palaiologos ended up a prisoner of the Ottomans, and his younger brother Thomas fled. The Ottomans achieved the submission of virtually all cities possessed by the Greeks by the end of the summer. But what were the long-term consequences of the Ottoman conquest of the Morea, and how would it impact the balance of power in the region?